In bodybuilding, the back double bicep is the one pose you can't see what you're showing. You're flexing for judges behind you, traps, lats, rear delts, hamstrings, while staring at a plaster wall. You're auditioning your own shadow for a panel of strangers you can't see, the vanity of the blind. Lee Priest has been doing the intellectual version of this pose for 30 years, flexing moral muscles he's never trained, never developed, and never once examined in a mirror. Standing on a philosophy stage with self-awareness that's all oil and no fibre. The back double Dunning-Kruger, performed with the confidence of a man who's never once checked his own blind spots. The tragedy is where the rot all started. Lee Priest was once genuinely brave, 5'4", a genetic pipe bomb packed into a frame built for jockeying thoroughbreds. He told the most powerful federation in the sport to eat shit when it cost him prize money, magazine covers, the whole conveyor belt. That took actual guts. But survival's a disease. It taught him that being a loudmouth's a career path. When the muscle marbleized and the face ink started to sag, Priest chose the only retirement plan left for the hollow. Become what the algorithm wants. Professional asshole, living clickbait. The human equivalent of a YouTube thumbnail with its mouth open. Priest discovered his core product. Stupid delivered with the power of conviction. His truth-telling became the white noise of a leaf blower at 3 a.m. All volume, moving nothing but air. And now we get this version. The drunk uncle at Christmas dinner energy. Confident incoherence at full volume. Screaming about society's decay to mask the smell of his own stagnation. Every village needs its idiot. Lee just monetized the position.
Oh my God, can we stick to bodybuilding, not politics?
Before Lee Priest reaches anything resembling a point about Iranian geopolitics, he's already told you his thesis has no spine. The man about to instruct refugees to grow up and go home opens with the flustered indignation of a Karen returning a defective Kmart blender. Here's a bro annoyed the issue even exists.
Can we stick to bodybuilding, not politics?
He says. Then vomits up Iranian foreign policy, the Holocaust, ICE, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein in a single unbroken rhetorical bowel movement. He couldn't stick to bodybuilding for the duration of his own diatribe. Then the credential padding, the psychological foreplay.
Hadi's a great champion. He should have won a few more Mr. Olympias. He doesn't owe anybody anything.
Watch the magician palm the card. Activate tribal loyalty using someone's competitive legacy, so controversy becomes an attack on greatness, rather than an examination of conduct. Every con man knows, establish trust before you pick the pocket. But who is this anybody Lee speaks of? It's not fans arguing placings. It's Iranians whose family members were shot in the street. It's Navid Afkari's family. It's Tumaj Salahi rotting in a cell. It's the filmmakers Hadi told to shut up in 2025, who dared make a film speaking out against the regime. It's the people Hadi told to shut up and stop complaining. The athletes who died while Hadi displayed the image of the spiritual leader on his phone, enforcing their repression. Then Lee's knockout punch.
And if he's in Iran, would you say shit if you were there?
Yes, Iran is dangerous. The women life freedom movement cost lives. Mahsa Amini died in custody. Protesters were gunned down. Lee frames this as binary, speak out or stay silent. And within that binary, silence becomes the forgivable rational choice. But Hadi didn't stay silent. He used his platform in 2025 to publicly tell dissidents to shut up and stop being negative. In 2024, as Iranians protested worsening economic conditions, Hadi appeared on a television program dismissing their complaints. If you fall on the ground, the problem is with you for not watching in front of your feet, Choopan said. Don't criticize your country and government. In democracy, celebrities can opt out and become wallpaper. Iran offers no such luxury. State media controls the narrative, and international athletes become currency. Choopan, one of the regime's most visible global assets, has no outside of politics, only a choice: conscious participation or letting regime propaganda use him in any way they please. When footage surfaced of Choopan dancing on national TV during intense civil unrest, his excuse, that it was filmed months ago, collapsed under political reality. State media doesn't care about production schedules, They broadcast that footage precisely when it served their narrative. Here's our world champion, smiling, dancing, life continues normally. Hadi's archived joy deployed as counter-programming while the real bodies fell. Lee argues Hadi can't be expected to risk safety. Fine. But Hadi repeatedly brands himself as the Persian wolf, the soldier of the people. Soldiers take fire, hold ground. Wolves hunt or starve. Soldiers don't get to claim neutrality like Switzerland. Choopan wants the moral weight of struggle without its costs. Ironically, the regime's prize poodle only grows teeth, suddenly discovering systemic discrimination when he lost the Olympia, the same political stance mysteriously absent every other time he won. He grasps how power operates when he's the victim and maintains strategic cataracts while others bear the cost. The visa confirmation proves it. You don't fly from Tehran to Vegas without the IRGC, a US designated terrorist organization, signing a permission slip. Choopan's entire international career exists because the Islamic Republic decides he was worth exporting. You don't earn that clearance by making them nervous. This soldier of the people competes on American soil at the height of unrest. No performance of solidarity, just a flight to flex for Americans, cash the check and post the selfie, while the people he claims to soldier for don't get that same option. He's a deserter at best, a mercenary at worst.
In a worse time over there than ever, where they are killing women, children and people, men, everyone. And you want him to speak out now? Grow the fuck up.
Lee accidentally maps the exact anatomy of courage while defending cowardice. The women who removed hijabs knowing the price, artists, athletes, Al-Naz Rakabi competing without her headscarf. Some are dead, some caged or in exile, some ghosts with Instagram accounts. And some are Mehdi Zapava. Yeah, Lee never mentions him. January the 9th, 2026, Iranian security put bullets through Zapava's chest and rushed. 39 years old, two-time IFBB World Classic champion, masters in sports physiology. His final Instagram post: "We only want our rights. The voice, stifled for 40 years, must be shouted out." His father, Dr. Majid Zapava, a bodybuilder himself, heart exploded from grief. 2 generations deleted because one man believed muscles came with civic obligations. Zapava traded his pulse for principles. Choopan trades principles for plane tickets. Then Lee delivers what he thinks is his gotcha.
I remember when Hadi won one of the big shows and he did speak out against the government. What did all you little fuckers say? Hadi should be careful saying stuff like that. Things could happen to him. I'd be scared to go home. Remember when he said stuff? Everyone said Hadi should be quiet. Now you want him to fucking speak out.
Yeah, cool story, but this never happened. Hadi won the 2022 Olympia, dedicated it to the honourable women of Iran and the people of Iran wherever they are. That's it. No regime mention, no Mahsa Amini, no protest acknowledgement. A dedication so neutral that even Switzerland would call it pussy. Definitely not speaking out against the government. This is just another of Lee's synaptic misfires, accusing strangers of hypocrisy around an event that never occurred, delivered with the confidence of someone reading a court transcript, written by himself in crayon. Then come the false equivalences, and this is where priest cognition goes full septic.
Should we get mad at people who voted for Kamala? Should we get mad at people that voted for Trump? Should we get mad at people that support ICE? It's bodybuilding, you fucking idiots. It's not politics.
Lee stuffs ICE, Kamala Harris, the Holocaust, and the Iranian executions into the same Tupperware container labelled politics. If everything's politically equal, then nothing demands a specific moral response. Politics, a word that for Lee functions the way a garbage disposal functions for a lazy cook. Everything goes in, the blades spin, nothing gets examined. What remains is the bodybuilder who died for speaking, the bodybuilder who profits for silence, and the bodybuilder too brain dead to understand the difference. Then the phone image defense. I could be reading about Jeffrey Epstein. His picture could be on my phone. Does that mean I support him? Lee thinks he's being clever, but even fucking blind Freddy can see this was Hadi's lock screen. A deliberate curated choice about what image greets you every time you swipe for dopamine. Not a news article or algorithmic accident as Lee's cottage cheese cortex suggests. A tattoo you put on your phone. But Lee anchors everything to the phone like it's a smoking gun. The actual evidence, Hadi telling protesters to shut up, the military salutes, the regime fellatio, sits there like the suspicious delts judges refuse to acknowledge. The like I said tick deserves its own moment. Lee's verbal watermark repeatedly deployed with the confidence of a Tourette's patient convinced their ticks a prophecy. Yet here's a man who inks his face, peels, and inks again like a human Groundhog Day of bad decisions. Pattern recognition isn't this guy's strong suit. The grow the fuck up climax arrives genuinely poetic in its lack of self-awareness. Peter Pan with pecs and a god complex. An entire persona built on shock value, face tattoos, steroid abuse, and professional contrarianism lecturing others on adult behaviour. The audience smells the burning neurons, and Lee just keeps on talking. Then the caption, Lee in written form, time to think, edit, reconsider, and still hits post with both thumbs. He put out a statement, and if you can't understand that, your people must be retarded. See Lee's brain cells commit suicide in real time. A statement exists, therefore truth exists. The same beautiful simplicity of a dog eating its own vomit. The vomit exists, therefore it must be food. Watch Professor Priest PhD in full academic regalia. His peer review process. Words exist. Case closed. Publication accepted. Still asking questions? Then you're retarded. No room for statements being evasive, contradictory, or strategically worded. The idea that someone might build a case from evidence is, to Lee, inherently suspicious behaviour. And then the slur, deployed as casual punctuation, reveals Lee's intellectual toolkit. One rusty hammer, and whatever he half remembers from Joe Rogan podcasts. But Professor Lee saves the worst for last. If you're of Iranian descent, go back and fight for your people. Lead by example. If not, you're just virtue signalling. These critics Lee imagines on couches? Iranian diaspora, refugees who fled, exiles with families still inside, survivors who've already paid the price that Lee can't begin to fathom. Calling them pissants on a computer is telling people who lost everything that they haven't earned the right to an opinion. Lee Priest, with zero experience living under authoritarian rule, telling Iranian diaspora to book a return flight to the kill zone. Go back and fight, as though revolution's a package holiday you book when you've run out of things to post about. Many did fight, got their teeth kicked in by revolutionary guards wearing knockoff Adidas. Watched cousins disappear into vans reeking of cigarettes and fear sweat. Diaspora activism moved sanctions through Congress, built networks, kept cameras rolling when the regime cut the internet. And yet Lee, sitting in his Toyota Tacoma eating a McChicken, tells them their survival lacks authenticity and their grief requires his Yelp review. Lead by example, from a man whose leadership ends at the gym mirror. Lee's done exactly what he's accusing her critics of, virtue signalling about virtue signalling, except his opinion arrives marinated in false memories and served with a side of Dunning-Kruger. Then the closer. Don't like it? Don't follow me. I'll just delete and block you tards. Beautiful. The man demanding Iranians fight for speech ends with promises to silence anyone who hurts his feelings. He owns the freedom he claims Hadi lacks, then immediately weaponizes it for echo chamber maintenance. Different scale, same instinct. And the slur, tards, dropped like the last squirt from a ketchup bottle. Lee's confused contempt for intelligence his entire life, mistaking his own stupidity for everyone else's conspiracy. Lee closes with,
Do you think a lot of the Germans were happy with what Hitler was doing back in the fucking day? Did they speak out? No.
Except they did. Sophie Scholl got her head chopped off at 21. Dietrich Bonhoeffer swung from piano wire. Thousands died resisting while Lee's historical knowledge comes from a History Channel marathon between ads for catheters and boner pills. Women shot for showing hair. Children bleeding in Tehran gutters. A nation's uprising crushed like Lee's last functioning neuron. And Professor Priest, PhD, who proudly boasts he's never cracked a book in his life, dismisses Iranian martyrs and German resistance with Hitler analogies, and shit happens. The eternal back double bicep of a man who never learned to look over his own shoulder, flexing for judges he'll never see, while the building burns behind him. And then the chorus arrives. The comment section feels like a colostomy bag with the profoundly incurious. 1,000 likes. Well said. Lee's the GOAT. The bodybuilding community, a subculture that measures integrity in needle gauges, closes ranks. Lee Haney enters the chat, 8-time Mr. Olympia, Presidential Council on Physical Fitness, now typing, "There's no room for politics in bodybuilding," with the same fingers that shook Bill Clinton's hand, selective dementia, pharmaceutical grade. Then Haney plays his ace card, Sean Roden, compares regime oppression to a sexual assault accusation, as though both are just examples of people being mean to bodybuilders. "We rallied around Roden, we should rally around Hadi." "Enough said, lay off our iron brothers." Translation: the muscle supersedes morality, so shut the fuck up. "Let us all pray for Iran." The thoughts and prayers handjob, compassion theatre performed one-handed, while the other protects the collaborator. Then Chris Aceto, the intellectual equivalent of injecting synthol into your frontal lobe, imports woke cancellation like bathtub fentanyl.
It's wokeism, cancel culture on steroids.
Wrong product, lethal dose, perfect for an audience who've never met critical thinking in person. And then there's the feeding his family sob story. Choopan owns cars worth more than entire neighbourhoods. His supplement contracts could feed villages. But suddenly he's Oliver Twist with abs, just trying to survive. Poverty cosplay from a millionaire's mouth. And of course the chloroform works. Controversy once again becomes haters. And Hadi, brave soldier of the people, steps on stage. The crowd roars. Somewhere in Tehran, a mother checks her phone again. Empty inbox. Empty streets, full morgues. This is bodybuilding on steroids. Not the drugs, the fucking mindset. The tribal stupidity flexing harder than any mandatory pose. Business as usual in the kingdom of the willfully blind.